stream is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Affirmative.
Yay.
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Nobilis as Cuspid,
Blessings of Belisama upon you.
Lee Burdett as Malleus, who
Muted.
was muted and
At least we got that out of the way early.
Yeah, it'll happen about 3 more times. But yeah, hey guys.
yeah. Well, heads up, in the future, at the beginning of every stream, I'm going to introduce you, and you're going to need to say something.
I am shocked and surprised. I did not know this before.
Paul Weimer as Tarsus.
Wow, I'm out of order. Designation Tarsus query. Who was successful in the hunt against the worm?
Well,
Oh, that
it-
would be me.
yes, Malleus was officially hero of the day. But we also have Jason Banks as Radius.
All right, where's my mute? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sadly, I only helped a little bit with the worm. So
Everybody helped. It was good. And last but not least for tonight, we have David Archambault as Kneecap.
Fun place. Going fun place.
And collectively, these heroes have been dubbed the Skeleton Crew, and they are traveling the Outlands with the hope of eventually finding a lead that will direct them to why it is that they have some sort of a reality-altering glitch afflicting them, or is that the right word? Affecting them, wherein if they die, they get replaced. And also reality seems to kind of constantly glitch and malfunction around them in unexpected ways. But so they've been traveling from one gate town to the next because they have a list of 7 gate towns that they need to visit and record information about so that this data storage device they have can recalibrate and lead them to the Modron that they hope can tell them more. They've already visited Cursed and Glorian and have now made their way towards the gate town of Sylvania, which connects to the outer plane of Arborea. And you've already researched it a little bit, but because some of you probably don't remember the thing that we finished the last session with, and also because some people maybe didn't watch the last session, I'll briefly recap that Sylvania is primarily, it is connected to the Olympian glades of Arborea. Primary citizens, Fae, and humanoids. It is ruled by 7 spiriters who do not have their own physical bodies, but will interact with the rest of the world by consensually inhabiting different people at different times. And it is basically a non-stop party town. It is a boisterous glade that thrums with revelry at all hours. And so there's all sorts of partying going on there. The tricky piece that you discovered is that you need to get to the gate so that you can record the planar energies and phenomena you find there. Unfortunately, in Sylvania, the gate moves around. And the only way to find out where it is at any given time is to talk to one of those 7 servitors. And so they also don't have a fixed location. They move around. You're going to have to find one and persuade them to tell you where the gate is. And that is pretty much where we left things off. But as previously mentioned in the introductions, last time you all fought a big worm in Glorium. And then you also fought some giants and you got paid. And you find as you are nearing Sylvania in your walking castle that the reality glitches around you again, and Cora has vanished, but now Tarsus is back.
Affirmative.
And how much did each of us get for the out of the
It was
money. Right?
it was 2,000 total, which worked out neatly when it was either 4 people or 5 people. Less so if you're trying to maintain shares for 6 people. But that's all up to you. The 2,000 was the total amount.
I was just wondering what I forgot to put it in my inventory.
Well,
So-
I am telling you, all of you collectively, that you need to figure that out because it is up to you to decide
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I thought we agreed to put aside like 50 each so
Right.
that
Okay,
yeah,
50 each for Tarsus.
50 each for Tarsus so that he
Right.
at least gets like 200 of it.
So
Yeah, that's
That
what
would
I
be-
heard.
Alright, so that'd be brain.
250, well, 50 from each of you.
Right.
And
Who was
so,
there
okay.
last time? Right.
So, okay, here's the thing. It was 2,000 that was given to. So, if you're trying to say how much do you have, Kneecap?
Yeah, how much of it?
Okay, well, so that.
Okay. If you're asking us to do that, so here's me doing the math.
Yeah.
Each of us who was there last time got 500 gold.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well,
Each of us contributed 50 to a fund to give to Tarsus.
Mhm.
500 minus 50 is 450, so you get
Gotcha.
450 out of that.
That's almost right. Because what happened is that you ended up doing the actual fight with only 4 people. Because
and
you
they had the
lost
2,000 gold,
Radius
yeah.
at the last second, right?
Right,
And
right.
so it
Cora-
was,
right.
and then when it was, oh no, it was, never mind. I have it backwards. So it was going to be 2,000 for 400 each for 5 people. But then when Radius disappeared, now it was 500 each, but that was 500 to 4 people.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that
so
would
the
make
3 of you have 500 each.
Yeah. So if Tarsus gets some, but presumably also you would want Radius to get some, or
Mhm.
you all tell
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That so like.
Yeah.
So how about this?
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what happened before. Between you, you all have 2,000 gold right now and can decide how to split it up. You don't need to worry about how it happened before.
Okay. Well, I mean, I already
I-
added it to my sheet, so.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just gonna add 350 and it can just go.
333 for 6 people. When Cora returns.
Mhm.
Well,
I think that's the simplest math. 333 for each of us. That's the fairest.
Mhm.
And now let us proceed to Party Town. Can you take me to Party Town?
Mhm.
I will not attempt to sing. I am not playing Tarsus the Bard. I'm playing Tarsus. the
Not yet,
cleric.
anyways. You don't
Not
know.
yet anyway. If I die, who knows?
Won't you
Just
take
because we made 4 versions of our characters
Party
doesn't mean that we're
Town.
only going to go through 4 versions. of our characters.
I'm only on number 2.
Yeah.
You're like on number 3, aren't you?
No, I'm on 2. I'm on 2.
You're both.
I'm on. Let's see. There was one original.
You're on 3.
You're on
Two.
3.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, for anyone who didn't hear when I said this before, I think would maybe only be Paul. Or maybe I clarified this on the stream that you listened to, but I have ruled that leveling up can also be an opportunity to switch incarnations if you want.
I did hear that. I did hear that. I haven't played out Cleric Tarsus yet. So
Fair enough.
Maybe next level. Who knows?
All right. So, are you planning as you have before to park your castle?
Some distance from
Yeah,
Sylvania. I think that's
yeah.
good. I think that is good. Good operational doctrine.
Yes.
Probably a good
Yeah.
idea to avoid encouraging looky-loos to try a joyride.
Mm-hmm.
The eviction of such people would be problematic.
Yeah,
And
especially since they'd probably be relatively innocent.
Well,
Relatively.
Well,
Relatively, we are in a good area of the plains.
you're also not leaving it unoccupied because Zathir is
Yeah.
still there, and the
Mhm.
Castellan is sentient,
Yeah.
and you also have what
What's
was
his
his
name?
name from the who is waiting until you make your way to Excelsior,
Yeah.
the son of the man who helped you in Cursed.
Right.
Was
Yeah.
That would be Felic.
Yes.
Yes.
So in any case, though, they are staying behind, so you can leave the castle in standing position so that it would not be easy to access. But they can, lower it down when they see you coming.
Yep.
In any case, you've parked it in the forested hills outside of Sylvania and made your way into the forest. And as you get close, merriment and music fill the air beneath a canopy of colorful foliage. Marvelous buildings encircle the trees or are built amid their spreading boughs. Passing revelers wave and offer you crowns woven of fresh, colorful flowers. As they do, your Mimir chimes and its eyes twinkle in rainbow hues. And I think I'll put because we had a handout of the supplemental handouts for Sylvania. Had a nice picture to just put up for artwork while we're doing stuff here. When we don't need a map yet. But so you have arrived. There's
Have
lots
we
going
had
on.
we have had a long rest since the fight with the giants, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was basically a full day of travel to get here from Glorium, where you had left.
Okay. Because I was in pretty bad shape last time.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough fight.
That was a stop.
Nearly stopped. Yeah.
nearly got skunked and had
Mm-hmm.
a new cuspid.
Mhm.
All
All
right.
right.
So the surroundings are as I described them. You know what you need to do, at least in the big picture level. But how are you going to go about it?
I decided to roll a wisdom save to adjudicate how Kneecap is going to react, and he takes off.
All right. So
I turn to the others and say, "Oh no, not again."
all right. So,
Ah, I mean, do we really want to chase him?
I mean,
Only
let's
for-
be honest. The fallout will be hilarious.
I suppose someone needs to be responsible, and I'm gonna head in that direction. Though there's no way I'm going to be like being undignified about this.
okay. Well, it sounds like unless you are running to keep up, you are going to get left behind.
I have a feeling he's going to leave something of a trail.
Yeah, he's
All right.
not
And
trying
run into
disguise
chaos.
Yeah.
that will-
Well,
So-
I'm excited by splitting the party 3 ways right away.
I
Why not
mean,
more? I mean, hey, we could all of you just wander off in your own separate directions.
That
That's
is-
fine with me.
Hey,
Hey, splitting the party has worked out for us so well in the past.
yeah, split up. Everybody ask a different person. See what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am
I
not.
mean, we do
I
have
am not programmed for social interactions.
And by the
I'm
way,
not either.
the wisdom save result was an 8.
Sure.
So
So in any
So-
case, we have Kneecap has run off. Cuspid is following at some remove, following the trail, but not necessarily keeping up. What about everyone else? I'm just trying to determine how many splits we're going to do before we start resolving any of them.
I honestly think that after saying that the fallout's going to be hilarious, Malleus takes off after Kneecap.
Okay. Are you
Just to
hurrying to
be-
keep up with Kneecap?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marlboro's got to stick together.
Yeah. From sheer amusement's sake, I will try to keep up and watch what happens, especially since I don't eat, sleep, or drink, so the party city loses a bit of luster.
Neither
for
do
me.
I. Well, I do rest.
All right.
But I'm going to move us at a measured pace rather than trying to keep
Well,
up with
so
any
it's-
of these people.
It sounds then like Malleus and Radius are hurrying to keep up with Kneecap, and Cuspid and Tarsus are following at a more dignified pace.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we split things that way. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and so tell me, Kneecap. There are all number of different things that you might find in this place, and I could describe some of them perhaps. But tell me what sorts of, like, when you say he runs off, what is he running towards? Presumably,
uh, let's
like
see.
what would attract his interest? And you can give me a theme or something, and I can fill in the details if you want.
He is looking, he's running out towards the most mechanical sounding thing. Because servitor sounds like mechanics to him. Like, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, I
wondering-
mean,
Like-
so the research you all did, you know that they are bodiless spirits.
yeah, but some part of his gnomish, gnomish
Okay.
upbringing.
Well, so I guess what I'm just saying is that I don't think there's going to be obvious mechanical sounds nearby, but
Like
if you're
a-
just running off to
like a-
look and you're not looking to run towards anything, you're just like taking off and you are listening for sounds of mechanical things. You can do that. But I'm
Or
not
I should-
I'm
or-
but there's
um,
not just like a lot around.
a music machine, a musical machine, because like servitor, it's machine. This place has lots of music.
Okay, you're having Kneecap jump to a conclusion that there is no evidence for, but that's fine. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
The adventure
it's
is
already
not
been
written to
established.
support the idea that they are machines when it has explicitly said that they're spirits.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It is a complete misunderstanding. of it.
Okay, so you are looking for machines in a forest party. Okay. What I'm telling you basically is that there's not a lot to be found, but go ahead and make a survival check as you are listening to try to find any sort of machines that you can.
Ooh, that's a 7.
Okay. I think that in this effort, you are finding that you're not hearing many sounds in the way of machinery, but in fact that the overstimulating nature of this place is kind of messing with your senses a little bit, and you're starting to feel a little bit dizzy and overwhelmed because there is sounds and colors and shapes everywhere, and all of a sudden you are you're running through, and then you crash into 3 individuals who are carrying some kind of elaborate, strange shaped cases that might be like maybe musical instruments. And they are mouse folk, which are known as Mustaval in this setting. But they are basically your size, and they are like mouse people. And as you crash into them, they look over at you and just say, "Hey, you're the one that sang with our band last night. Yeah, it was definitely you. You need to come with us. We got another gig lined up. Come on."
Kneecap is so overwhelmed that he is does not get it, but he is not going to resist.
Okay. So Malleus and Radius, I think as you are hurrying to catch up, you watch as Kneecap is being led away somewhere by this trio of mouse folk who seem to be carrying musical instrument cases and various equipment of that nature.
This is certainly a role reversal. The mice leading the piper away. And I will head off after them. I can be a roadie.
All right. Radius, any other contribution, or you're just following along too? Just you're here to be an audience for
Yeah,
these shenanigans.
Right. As long, basically I'm the roadie for the roadie. So like, because it seems like they are very excited about whatever's about to happen here. And when those two get excited, it could potentially either catch fire or be shot. So
Yeah, I will admit that I prepared the spell pyrotechnics before this adventure.
so my instinct was correct. Got it.
Yes.
So I think as you are following along, you watch, and Kneecap, you are led by these Mustaval musicians into an area where there's kind of a big clearing. It's not necessarily that big. Imagine, something like maybe like around 50 feet, approximately square. And, you see a lot of people who are standing around with kind of an air of like hushed anticipation. Like they're talking, but it's a little quiet. It's clear they're waiting for something that they're excited for. And there's a stage. And so these Mustaval are hurrying along and pulling you up. And then they immediately start opening their cases and taking out various instruments and setting up stuff. And then as they get themselves ready, one of them stands up and shouts and says, "Now everybody knows how great last night's show was. Well, you're in luck. What we thought was to be a one-night only appearance. We have a return of the singer that knocked you all flat last night. It's... What was your name again? Nika!" And the crowd goes wild, and fairy fire in the entire clearing space lights up with purple fairy fire that actually starts to rotate through all the different colors, like gamer LEDs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fairy fire, so what it does is it fills the space and it sort of outlines everything in it with the fairy fire, and the band starts to line up. They've got some drums, and they're playing music, and they shove you towards the front of the stage. And so while all this is happening, before anything else, Radius, Malleus, you're watching this all happen. Tell me if you're doing anything else.
Hope he doesn't get stage fright.
I think Malleus is going to join the crowd.
All right.
He's just going with it. This is the most fun that they've had since they woke up from being dead.
All right. So, Kneecap, the music has started, but it's clear they're in kind of a looping pattern, waiting for you to take the lead, and the audience is kind of grooving, but they're all looking up at you in anticipation, and they're waiting for you to begin your performance.
Okay. Well, they're obviously expecting music, so he is going to attempt to music.
Okay. Tell me what that looks/sounds like. We're going to do a performance roll too, of course.
Yeah. So what he comes up with is almost like a tongue twister song that is in his odd variation of Gnomish.
All right.
And it is paced to the beat that they
Mm-hmm,
like.
mm-hmm.
At least he tries.
Yeah. So tongue twister patter songs, an obvious go-to for an inexperienced performer. Got it. Um, no, I love that. So you begin to perform. So let's get a performance check.
Okay, and just straight roll.
Yep.
Okay. Wow, 15.
Okay. Yeah. It is going pretty well. I think it is broadly helped by the fact that everyone was just so eager. It was such a warmed up audience. They're ready to like anything, and and it's not that you're bad at all, but it's just you are beginning the show as they expected. So everyone is just very enthusiastic, and the music is supporting you, and it's actually working pretty well.
And I
So,
think it also helps that since it's not in a in a common form of gnomish, nobody notices that he actually makes a few word mistakes.
yeah, I mean, as far as everyone else is concerned, you might as well be scatting or something, like beatboxing. Yeah. So, Radius Malleus, are you just enjoying the show?
I would like to cast, because I'm feeling froggy, I would like to cast haste on Kneecap.
Okay.
Oh
Nice.
my god.
So, I absolutely love this. I think haste requires touch, and I'm
Oh,
not
does
going to
it?
make that a problem. But I want to know how it looks, how you sell going up to be able to touch him to cast the spell. Just what does that?
Oh,
What
awesome.
does everyone else see when you do that?
So Radius walks up to the stage and for the first time becomes very animated, almost like, yeah, you're rocking. Let's do this. And he reaches up, yeah, woo, like trying to touch the rock star,
Nice.
Yeah.
High
Reach up
five.
for a
High
high
five.
five, kneecap,
Yeah.
obviously.
And as soon as he
Awesome.
touches Kneecap, it's just flatlined Radius again. Like, it's just immediately gone.
Yeah, I think there is one person next to you in the crowd who kind of watches that and just goes like, "That was weird." Like you seemed really enthusiastic, and then okay, but you know what? All right, it's like okay, I'm gonna
And
dance
he's
over
like,
here now.
and he's like, I think the show's gonna get really good now.
Nice. What about you, Radius
Or
Malleus.
Malleus.
or Malleus?
Versus-
Excuse me. Yes.
Well, listen.
Um, I think he makes his way closer to the front, but he's still part of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of enjoying himself. This is nice.
Nice. Okay.
Nobody's shooting at him. Nobody's trying to kill him. There's no people trying to be threatening.
Mm-hmm.
This is really nice.
Great. So, Kneecap, let's get another performance check, this time an advantage, because especially with a patter song, the haste is giving you the ability to keep, maintain the rapid pace of
He's
this tongue
become
twister you're doing.
He's become the twister of D&D rap.
Oh. I got a
no.
natural 1 and a natural 4.
Oh,
I have no modifier.
Okay. So I think, unfortunately, maybe part of what happens here is you get a little overexcited thinking that the haste is going to be really helpful, which it could be, but in trying to sort of switch up and adjust to this magical ability, you kind of get or you can tell me if you think what it is that happens. You kind of get tripped up. Do you just sort of like lose your rhythm, or do you
Basically when haste gets put on kneecap, all of a sudden the rhythm drops in half, and he just cannot adjust to it. It's
Okay.
just
and all the
like-
musicians are trying, like they're trying to like match what you're doing, but you kind of keep like varying it randomly and like can't like they're kind of like looking around, and the crowd is kind of dancing a little slower, but they can't really dance to the rhythm you're doing anymore either, and so everyone's kind of like, what's going on? It's like I don't get this part. Is this like what is this? So things look like it's turning south just a little bit. Radius Malleus, do you have any other support you might throw in?
Oh, actually, wait, I have a-
Um,
I don't think I do. Because
yeah,
because guidance won't help with a skill check, will it?
Yeah.
Sure it does,
absolutely,
exactly
yeah.
what it's for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's concentration too. Well, darn.
Well, I mean, oh, you mean you would have to drop haste to do it? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that does complicate things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
And I
mean,
don't
we could
have
play
that.
it though as like, because there will be a moment of being stunned, but that doesn't necessarily mean an auto fail on the next thing. It would mean like
Right.
a moment where Kneecap just can't really do anything. But I mean, so you tell me how you want to do it.
Yeah.
I think you only got the advantage for it for the one check. You're not going to get
Yeah.
that again on your next one, Kneecap, but
Hmm.
or for the haste anyway.
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps one of you can help keep time. Give something that Decap can watch to reference.
Yeah, I mean,
Assist
it can
something?
just be the help action in that respect. Like if
Yeah.
you can tell me what it is that you're doing and it makes sense, it would help.
I
Doesn't
think
have to be a
Malleus.
spell.
I think Malleus starts trying to clap and stomp the beat back together.
Okay,
And get the crowd involved.
sure.
It's like,
Yeah. Okay.
And like Kneecap automatic just absolutely keys on Malleus.
Well, okay. Now Malleus is
Well-
going to need to make a check of their own to see if this succeeds
Okay.
in helping. Like I know maybe the help action wouldn't normally necessarily require that, but I think in this instance you're trying to get the crowd to follow along with what you're doing. So let's get a performance check from Malleus.
God help us all. Okay. All right. That is a 7. I'm going to use Flash of Genius to increase that to at least a 13.
Okay. Isn't it a +5?
Yeah, it's a +5.
Well,
so
that would
that'd
be
be
12.
7 plus 12.
That's
Well,
fine.
At least above a 10.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yes, that difference is going to make it actually functional for Kneecap instead of not. So yeah, you're going to be able to have advantage on your roll, Kneecap. Are you doing anything else, Radius?
I was trying to see if the candle of invocation, does that work on people around me?
I
Or is it
mean,
just me?
I think in theory it could, but I think it might only work on people of a certain alignment.
Oh yes, it's
Yeah,
right.
that
it's
was the
the
thing.
alignment.
I
Darn.
don't think you're going to find a ton of lawful neutral. Isn't that what you are?
Yeah. Does the
Not going to
does
find
the-
a ton of not
We're
lawful
we're in a,
neutral.
we're in a
lawful
chaos
neutrals, no.
section.
does the concert that's going on have a certain type of theme? Is there like a design, like maybe like a aesthetic that would
Oh,
be...
I would say like, classic rave is kind of what I was envisioning.
Okay.
It's certainly kind of, you got a lot of like nature here. It's like an open air space, but you've
Okay.
also got all the fairy fire and glitter and sparkles everywhere.
Floating
Oh,
mushrooms being
nice.
used.
Colorful.
So I will
A
use
folk
minor-
rave.
Yes, I will use minor illusion to make like a layer of fog on the stage,
Mm-hmm.
but also to amplify the drum beat so that he can try to keep better count
All right. So,
while still concentrating.
yeah.
On
no, that
haste.
works, yeah. Okay, so Kneecap, with a little help from your friends, Let's see if you get
Okay,
by.
Here we go.
Natural 20. Rock this show. We're not adventurers anymore. We're rock.
12?
Okay, like I think a 12 is certainly a substantial recovery from a 4.
Yeah.
And so I think this kind of gets everyone going. Yeah, all right, good. Yeah, there's a little bumpy spot. I wasn't sure what was going on there, but we're back in the groove now. So I think this show is bopping along pretty well. So let's leave it there for a moment and zip back over to Tarsus and Cuspid sort of moseying along after them. Are you talking about anything?
Um, uh, Cuspid is, you don't need an insight check to see that she is controlling herself here. This is, her eyes keep like wandering off to other distractions, and then she kind of closes her eyes and focuses herself and says, "Oh, that music up ahead sounds like exactly the kind of thing that would catch our little friend's attention."
Affirmative.
Yeah, I think
Is there something you wish to speak of, Cuspid? You seem distracted.
I am not distracted. I am focused. We have a job to do. I'm staying on that.
Acknowledged.
hey, you hear and stumbling out of the out of a bush, like just like right, like they've just waded right through like a big shrubbery. In front of
The
you.
Knights of Knee are going to be just
Yeah.
so
Is there a
Um,
fish involved?
Yeah,
They're called anymore.
So they, in any case, what you see is a satyr who is wearing now pretty dirty white robes, very similar to Cuspid's.
Uh-huh.
And they charge up to you and wobble a little bit, and they just say, "Belisama! All right!" And they go to high five you.
Not knowing what else to do, she follows the motion. Um, uh, Quite unusual to find another follower in a place like this.
I know, right? I mean, like around here, I mean, obviously Belisama is needed, but like, you don't always find the other practitioners, right? And it's just cool to run into you. Like, where are you from? Are you like from around here?
From Sigil actually, but on something of a mission. Come with us while we head over, and let's talk. I'd like to hear about your ministry. Is it what have you got going on here?
Oh yeah, so like I'm very big on like I think Belisama and her Belisama's spokespeople need to like meet people where they live, right? And that means you can't like what's the thing? Like separate yourself from like what people understand, because then they're just gonna think of you and Belisama is like, well, like they are God, right? Like they are like holy, so they are kind of, they're kind of separate, but it makes it seem like unapproachable. It makes it seem like uncool. Like, who wants to worship Belisama if it's a bummer?
That's an interesting position. Um, it's not one I had considered in the past. I was more of a lead by example type, but I definitely can see the value in that kind of thing.
I mean, you still lead by example. I mean, like, I did a keg stand back there. And it was awesome. Like everyone thought it was so. Yeah, it was the best.
A keg. I mean, is it that hard to stand on a keg?
Well, you're like upside down while you're drinking too at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah. But you know what? I sought Belisama's help for guidance, Belisama helped me rip that thing wide open.
Cuspid is
Fascinating.
gobsmacked, and like, so do you have a like a place? Is this a more participatory ministry, or do you have an establishment somewhere here?
Well, no, like I'm not from around here, because I was sent here because um, there was concern that like there's what's it, debauchery and hedonism happening here, and so
Yes,
like
that seems to be
uh-huh,
true.
uh-huh, uh-huh. And um sure. Yeah, like I bet that's happening some places. But like when I got here, like I realized though that so much more of what's going on here is just like people just having a good time, right? And it's like uh this is natural for like here.
Uh-huh.
And
I'm
like they say, when in Sylvania, do as the Sylvanians do, right?
I mean, um, so where do you see the distinction between debauchery and just having fun? This is
Well,
like,
debauchery is bad.
uh, uh,
Having fun though is
uh-huh.
good. It seems
Okay.
pretty clear
So,
to me.
well, what I had always been taught was that pleasure becomes debauchery when you cease to see the other participants in the event as fellow uh, fellow sapiens, and more as a vehicle for one's pleasure, right?
His eyes get kind of glassy midway through that. Um,
It's like, wouldn't you agree?
oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. So like, what are you doing? Are you going, like, why are you here?
Well, I'm actually on a mission to survey some of the gates, the grand gates of the peripheral cities of of the what's the name for the whole thing?
Outlands.
Outland.
The
Outlands.
Outlands. The Outlands.
Whoa.
And so we're hoping to find the Grand Gate here, and I'm made to understand that it's never in the same place twice, and you kind of have to ask special permission to get there.
Uh, yeah, probably.
So that's what I'm actually myself and my companions are here to do.
And with that, this satyr looks over to you, Tarsus, and says, "So, like, what's your deal? Like, wingman?"
My designation is Tarsus.
And I'm Cuspid.
Did, your name's Tarsus.
Affirmative.
I got a designation. You're a smart one, huh?
Uh,
That remains to be determined.
Does it? How are you gonna find out?
Experience. Adventure.
Well, if you want experience, you've come to a pretty cool place to get it. Here, come on. Like, if you're new around here, I'll like show you the sights. Come on. And he's gesturing to sort of lead you in a different direction.
uh, I think the others have probably got.
Cuspid, I will find the others why it would be useful for you to go off with your fellow practitioner.
I think you're probably right, and maybe we can track down one of these people we need to talk to find the gates.
Affirmative.
All right.
So yes, we've split the party even more now.
No, sure, sure.
Well,
Um,
you're reuniting with another.
Yeah,
party.
Yeah.
I know this GM,
Well,
maybe not.
so I think what I was just going to say is Tarsus, as this individual leads Cuspid off to a second location. Um, you turn around and make a survival check for me.
Oh boy, this will be fun. I am. This is not this is not Ranger Tarsus. However, I did get an 18.
Okay, yeah. So you are easily able to recover the trail, and I think in particular, after a little bit, you realize you are following what sounds like Kneecap rap singing.
If a Warforged could look skeptical and confused, Tarsus looks skeptical and confused by this, but
Yeah.
he continues
Those
to plod
eyebrow
along.
actuators are getting a
Yeah,
lot of
eyebrow
work out.
processing this and not coming up with answers.
Yeah.
That
So
loading screen is just loading, spinning.
Blue screen.
yeah. So I think as you make your way into this clearing, you see, I was going to say to your surprise, but I'll allow you to determine your own reaction to this. But you see Kneecap on stage with a bunch of mouse folk performing music to an adoring crowd, and people are dancing and having fun. And you spot Radius and Malleus kind of there in the arena. But as you're entering the clearing, before you really have the opportunity to do anything else, you're sort of shoved rudely aside by a small figure that you look down and realize it is a halfling wearing no shirt, but very sort of muscular and defined, and has a big like tattoo on the chest of an apple, but with like a bite out of it. And he's got a beard, and he looks maybe just enough like Kneecap that a drunk individual might mistake them. But yeah, so this halfling shoves his way through the crowd and jumps up on stage and is just right in your face. Kneecap just said, "Yo, what the hell you think you're doing? Taking my gig, man? It's not cool."
Kneecap grabs his hands and starts dancing
All right.
while he like just no pattern to the dance, just grabbing him and moving and just like
Okay. Yeah. I think that I was gonna say maybe a persuasion check, but this sounds like it's still just performance. So
Okay.
yeah, let's.
Straight.
Yep.
Oh, 14. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I think that you like he doesn't want to dance with you, so he resists that, but there's just enough of an actual like presentation to what you're doing that he kind of recognizes that people are enjoying the show and they're kind of confused that he's disrupting something they were enjoying as opposed to him like coming in to save the day or something, right? And so I think he is looking a little confused, and he's looking back at the musicians who are looking a little sheepish as they continue to play. um, so I think at that point, though, he is going to start trying to like nudge you out of like he's trying to move. No, okay. What he does is he starts belting out like classic 80s rock power ballad to go against your like patter song. And so he's trying to amp versus amp you.
Okay.
And so you just had a roll, but so basically so first is him just I want to know what love is, and I want you to show me that sort of thing, right? Like that's what he's doing, and he is. Let's see. I'm gonna do a roll for him. And I want to say it's clear no matter how this roll goes that like this guy does do this for a living. Like he's
Yeah.
skilled.
Yeah. He's
Um,
skilled.
Yeah. And so yeah, he gets a 19 on his performance check. And so yeah, and so he is really good, and he is just like sort of immediately started to outshine what you were doing. And at least right now the audience is not sure exactly what's happening, but they're loving it. It's like what a cool show that there's like a singer, and then the singer has like a double that comes up and starts singing a different song. This is crazy, man.
My thought, I, it's like, something else that just that pops into Kneecap's head is like, kind of like how some people kind of make a contest of it where you try and weave words around each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking like maybe a history check to try and recall some of the patterns.
You can let's give the other folks just an opportunity if they have anything they want to jump in with.
Okay.
Versus is going to approach Radius and Malleus to try to figure out what really is going on and whether or not we need to extract Kneecap before things turn sour.
Radius will look at you and say, for some reason, he decided to put on a concert. So, I helped.
I'll turn to Malleus for Malleus's
Yeah.
point of view.
Well, I think you'd have to move to get closer to Malleus because he's definitely in the middle of everything.
Oh, okay.
Are
Yeah,
you
I'm
just
thinking
dancing?
about-
I'm just dancing, but I
Nice.
think Malleus's intent is to get closer to the stage so that whatever this is ends,
Mhm.
he can set off the pyrotechnic spell
Okay.
and just kind of like
Ah,
right.
just like the grand finale.
Okay, so we'll just say you have put yourself in place to do that when it seems appropriate. And so what I would like is that you have got it prepared, and I want you to, at whatever moment you think Malleus would choose to do it, I want you to just jump in with
Boom.
doing it. All right. So in the meantime, it sounds like Tarsus and Radius aren't doing anything fast enough to keep up with this next step here. So
no.
let's have this history check from Kneecap.
Okay.
Try to remember like better
18.
rhymes and stuff. Okay, so like tell me what you're doing with this 18. It's pretty good. It's not as good as what he was just doing, but it's still pretty good. So like tell me how does this help? What does this look like?
So I like kind of doing a counter beat to what what the halfling is doing
Okay.
to kind of emphasize the high points of his song.
Okay, so you're not even competing. You've just immediately switched to trying to like support his thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love that. Okay, that's great.
And
I think
the kind of thought is to set it up so I can get out of here because this is not my thing.
Sure. Well, I think so I think that as you do that, there's a look in his eye where he looks to you, and there's just this moment of like, hey man, I don't know what you, and like this is all communicated with this look.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think you're doing up here, but I like it. And so he's going to make his own new performance now, and he's getting advantage on his roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
And he got a natural 20.
Wow.
26.
3.
And I think, so like with you backing him up and the band playing and this expert musician is just this. You can understand why people were excited to get a repeat of this show, because he's incredible. He belts it out. People are crying, people are dancing, they're laughing, they're fainting, they're all covered with glitter sparkles. And then the big finish, BAM!
Boom.
And then the pyrotechnics go off. And yeah, it's incredible. Meanwhile, Cuspid.
Yes.
So this satyr is kind of guiding you along this path. And the forest is well. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, look,
Seven.
that's a 7. Yeah. So yeah, you're not sure where he's going. This place is kind of like a maze. It's like there's all these weird little paths, and there's lots of different like events happening, but he's leading you down through this sort of dark path that you pass various bits of sound here and there, and he's leading you along and just saying, so like I just can't believe like I ran into you. It's just like it's the sort of thing that like it feels like it's fate, right? Like, I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds?
Right, exactly. Well, and this is why I'm curious to find out more about what you're doing here, because I feel like I could very well have been led to this moment.
Totally, I
It's
bet you were. Like, and like I was led here and you're led here.
Yes.
Awesome. So like
Now, that, forgive my presumption, but how does someone like you wind up following Belisama? What was your journey to the faith?
what do you mean someone like me?
Well, fae creatures in general are not generally inspired to Belisama.
Well, I mean, like, you think Belisama's not good enough to inspire me?
No, I'm curious about your journey because it sounds like it's probably an interesting story.
Yeah, it totally is. But it's a sort of story that needs a drink. And so I think that they bring you into a little clearing that looks kind of like the party here has wound down. There's a lot of people just sort of like, lounging around. It's clear that there's a lot of like ale and wine, and there's like empty and half filled glasses on everything. This is there was an excellent party here 2 hours ago.
Right.
And now you've got a lot of people who are waiting for the ground to stop spinning before they move on, or you got a couple of couples who are making out and not aware of anything else around them.
Right.
And so this satyr kind of leads you over to there's a big sort of cask. And he grabs a couple of steins off of one of the tables, pours them out, and goes to start refilling it, and it's just saying, so like, what's your name? Did you told me your name. I can guess it.
I'm Cuspid.
Cuspid. I knew.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it. So yeah, my name's Chattis, and like I didn't grow up here in like the Outlands, right? Like I came through the portal from like Arborea. Yeah, and like it was back there in Arborea, like it was like an outreach program, because you're right, like Belisama doesn't always go for like the more chaotic areas, but like who needs it more?
That's a good point.
hand
That
you
is a good
this
point.
stein filled with beer, and they hold up theirs to like clink.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, this can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Clink the
Make
clink the
another
mugs
perception
together.
check.
There we go. That one's 14.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that you are just realizing as you look around that like this would be hard for your friends to find you, and you don't really see anyone else around. And I think that there's maybe just enough of an awareness on you that it's kind of like you're not necessarily sensing ulterior motives, but also you're realizing you've maybe put yourself in an awkward position.
Right. So rather than guzzle down the stein the way he expects, I'll take a drink, set it aside, and it's like, some of these people seem to have imbibed quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
And
totally. Yeah.
before we enjoy ourselves as devotees of Belasama, we really should check on them to make sure that nobody's going to have problems.
Okay. Yeah, no, totally. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. So the various passed out people, because she grew up in a street church, and one of the things that you deal with on a fairly regular basis are people stumbling in so drunk that they're medically in crisis. So while she doesn't have any medicine skill, she kind of knows what to do with those kinds of people.
Sure.
And how to tell. So, or at least thinks she does. So her first instinct in this place is to make sure there's nobody here who needs help first.
Okay.
And have this conversation with Chadis, over service rather than over drinks.
Sure.
If she can persuade him to that.
Yeah. I think that he's like, yeah, totally. Like, don't forget your drink though. And like, he definitely like carries it along and keeps offering it back to you. Like, don't make me drink alone, man. You're going to make me feel like weird about it.
Sure. But I imagine how I would feel if someone here were in crisis and we were sitting and drinking. That would not be a good thing.
Sure.
So I'm not like immediately
well, so
finding out where finding my party and it's like, oh my God, I need to,
I want to do just a brief little meta check-in because I think probably a lot of people would be aware that this is potentially, like this is a situation where in real life it could have, so I want to just like get sort of, that check-in vibe. Is it like
she's finding him an interesting person. She's really curious about how he came to be a follower of Belasama, and wants to sit and talk with him, and maybe having a drink is a price of that. But the mission that they're on has kind of faded in the background, but it's also never struck her as one that's really been like hugely pressing. There's always been time for other things along the way. So this is like one of those other things. And so she wants to get to know him better. And along the way, she might very well not understand her tolerance and have more to drink than she intended. But I think that she does want to feel like she knows him a little better before the trust deepens.
Yeah.
So she wants to hear his story. So if you want to like, rather than having to make up his story along the way, elide that and summarize, that's fine with me.
That was not my concern so much as like the idea that like this is, in terms of a theoretical real world scenario that could play out from this type of situation. It could be something that would make people uncomfortable. And if you or any of the other players felt like they wanted to
Right.
nix any plot line like that, I wanted to just give the opportunity
Yeah.
to say so. You know, as a safety conversation, that's all.
I don't think she would. I don't think she would get drunk on alcohol. I think she would get drunk on what would really like get her defenses down would be like social intimacy, right?
Okay.
Like he tells her a story, and then and they share over that, and that kind of would be what um, intrigues her about the place, and perhaps makes her forget a little more about what she's actually there for.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to just like think because it ended up being just you. It's playing a little bit different than what I was initially thinking, but that's fine. I just wanted to get a vibe check. That's all. Yeah, so I think as you are kind of resisting the encouragement to drink more, he stops pushing it. But as you're when you go to like check on someone who seems like they're passed out, what are you doing about that?
What am I doing about the fact that they're passed out?
Well, I thought that's what you were doing.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just like
You were checking on them is what you wanted to
checking on
check
them.
on the people. So that I'm saying is
Right.
let you see some. What would you?
Yeah, making sure that they're like sleeping on their side, so if
Okay.
they vomit in their sleep, then they won't choke.
Okay.
You know, getting them comfortable. You know, this isn't the place that's really cold or anything. People don't need blankets or anything like that. But you know, just doing that kind of care is part of who she is.
Yeah, and I think that like as you are doing that stuff, Chattis is not necessarily like helping much, but I think to the point that you maybe look back to sort of question anything about that, he's just like, yo, I'm just really enjoying like watching you work, right? Like, cause I mean, I think as you've kind of anticipated, like there's not a lot of other people doing, like Belisama's will around here. So like I'm not used to seeing like other people do it. And so like you got your own way and it's pretty cool. It's like, you're not just going straight to the magic thing. So like I think that's pretty cool.
Well,
Because like in Outer Plains and here in the Outlands, like there's a lot of like it can be like you can almost have like the magic be a crutch, right? Like you just get used to it using it as like a shortcut. Like it's because like you're helping people, but like I'm just realizing like when I watch you do it, like maybe it doesn't always need to be like lesser restoration, this a healing word that like it could just be like like putting someone on their side.
Yeah,
right on.
And when I started, I didn't have any magic, and this was the kind of thing I did. I mean, among many other things, a lot of cleaning out of latrines and scrubbing floors and things like that. But
yeah,
I mean, somebody's got to do it, right?
Well, like it makes me think. I want to show you like how we do a service here, like,
Sure.
and like, I mean, I'm like not really on duty exactly right now, like
Okay.
it's always a calling, right? Like
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm on call from Belizama all the time, but like not like I'm not working right now. But like it's part of the whole thing though that like people won't trust me if they don't see me doing stuff. Like if I were just like walk around like waving my finger at people who are partying, like I'm not gonna get
Oh
anywhere.
no, of course not.
Yeah,
No.
like you know, who's gonna start worshiping Belisama if all they know about Belisama is that everyone's a bunch of like party pooper scolds, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So like,
You have to meet people where they are.
yeah, 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 totally. So if you want to like, well, I have a question. Like
Mhm.
you said you're here to like see the gates and stuff. Like, is that Belisama tell you to do that?
No, no, this is I've kind of found myself falling in with this group, and they seem to be do. There's okay. Let me see if I can summarize this. Uh, there's a kind of a problem with reality as a whole. Like
I'll say.
there's oh, I mean, I've always suspected that something was just fundamentally wrong, but this is like something very specific and localized, and it's specific and localized to me and my friends. And we keep popping in and out of existence, seemingly at random. And uh, we lost our memories evidently a while back and have
Been
only,
there.
well, this one had no reasonable cause. And uh, so we're trying to track down exactly what's causing this so that we can fix it, basically. So this isn't, I mean, someone might be involved, but more only along the lines of, these are people who need, um, support, rather than, oh, this is, specific to ministry. So,
Mhm.
um,
So
and
like, you think like something about like like the fabric of reality, like is like if it's a blanket, like there's what like holes in it or what?
yeah, something like that. We're not sure if it's moth-eaten or ripped or what have you. We're still learning, but
Mm-hmm.
evidently we knew a bunch about what was going on before and then lost our memories, and we're trying to backtrack.
Well,
So
I mean, I feel like uh, I know people who could probably help with that sort of thing.
you do
Well, I
that would
mean,
be
like I don't know how much of like the Outlands you've been around, but like not far from Sylvania is the realm of the Norns. You know the Norns?
I heard of them. Um, they're something on the order of prophets.
Yeah, you can make a religion check if you want,
Okay.
or a history. That would be okay too.
Uh, um, Not terribly great at either of those, but here we go.
And you lost your cleric.
Yeah, and I get a 3.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So so tell me like how much you sort of try to pretend you know.
I don't. I
Okay.
don't. I don't.
Um. Well, he says like the Norns, like their whole deal is they're like seers and like like the threads of fate. Like people use that like an expression, but like some of them like kind of like literal. But like like the Norns are the ones that like do stuff with them, and
Mhm.
I bet you know what we talked about it being fate that the two of us were made found each other, right? Like so I bet
Yeah.
it was fate that you two and I would meet and be both devotees of Belisama, so we would know like we're cool, and so
Right.
I could lead you to the realm of the Norns.
Uh, that sounds like a marvelous idea.
Yeah.
Um, how about um, uh, well, I'm going to get with my friends to finish our business, here, because we've actually got a way of getting around that's pretty nice. It's a walking castle. So
Whoa, totally. That's
yeah,
that is
yeah,
gnarly. A walking
that's
castle. There's like not that
mhm.
many of those.
Nope. And it's been put at our disposal, and so maybe we can, after we're done with our business here, we
So
can
how
fly
many
over there.
of your friends are there? Like you keep saying we like with just there was like what's his face the
Well,
robot.
uh, yeah, there's Tarsus and I'll name off everyone. It's like, but on any given day, there's usually only like 5 of the 6 of us who are actually exist because of this reality problem.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Like the Norns could definitely help with that. So I mean, are they like ready
I
to
mean, have
go?
you
I
ever
mean, we could
been
go right
there?
now.
Uh, how
I know
far away
just
is
where
it?
it is. I know some specific Norns.
You do.
Yeah.
Um, okay, at this point, I'm going to make an insight check
Yeah. Go ahead.
because
Uh,
I would like to make an insight check.
oh
It's
yeah,
a, yeah.
absolutely.
But uh, yeah, okay, a 5. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, if it won't take, if it's, I mean, if it's a fair distance, then we might be better off waiting. But if you know the way and it's close, then sure, let's go.
Um. So like, you want to like get your friends, like, or do you want to just like you and me? I mean,
Um,
I feel like they're gonna be able to if it's all of you, like they're gonna be able to tell more with everyone. But like, I mean, if you want to just come with you and me, I mean, that would be cool too. We could do that.
no, you know what, you're right. Let's hook up with the rest of the group
All
first.
right. Um.
So,
So I think and then he'll kind of say, so where are they?
uh, last I heard, they were headed for a big concert that was happening. That I think I heard my friend's voice in. So, um, if you know where that was, maybe we can head back there.
You know what? I bet I could find our way back.
Okay.
I've been around a little bit here. I kind of know the ways.
Okay.
And so they'll start to kind of lead you back. And I think uh, for the sake of convenience, we have the big show-stopping number, and then I think there's more sort of incidental music, but that initial show is over, and I think there's just lots of people who are like grouping around Kneecap, impressed by the show, and I think he gets some solid handshakes from this halfling and the mouse folk, and then eventually you see Cuspid return with this white robed satyr. The white robes have seen some better days, but at the same time, very much seem to match Cuspid, and so you can rejoin each other at this time if you like.
I think with this, Kneecap's gonna go up, kind of, scurry up real quick and look at both of them. It's like, different? Another?
Followers of the same goddess.
Oh, different people. Okay.
He thought Cuspid
Oh,
was in
yeah.
You are a
Yeah.
weird little
Double.
dude, my dude. But I dig that about you. No, like I just, like I just saw the robes and I was just like, hey, and then she was like, hey, and then we were like talking, and then she thought that I could like, I was saying I could help you all go to the realm of the Norns, and I know some Norns who could maybe help you figure out this whole like fabric of fate glitchy thing that I guess you've got going on. I don't,
Yeah,
yeah,
Affirmative.
yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
Servitors?
huh? What?
No,
No, no, no.
probably not, but maybe they know.
I mean, like, I bet you I could. You know, like I don't really know where you'd go to find a servitor right now, but like these Norns that I'm talking about, like they're pretty like highly placed. I bet you they have a way to contact one of the servitors.
Far?
I mean, it's not that far. Like, it's a little ways. You know, like we're kind of leaving the gate town part just a little bit, but it's like in the forest now. Like, but it's not like far. Like, like the realm of the Norns is like sort of close. Yeah. We don't have to go
Insight
like get your
check?
walking castle or anything like that. We could just walk through the woods.
Okay.
Uh.
I swear this is my favorite so far. This is my favorite. This is my favorite
Is
place.
he's uh, is he being truthful?
You want to make you want to make a insight check?
Yes.
I want to make an insight check.
22.
I don't think I need to. No, or with that roll, I do not need-
22. You feel like this individual, like if they are lying to you, they're really good at it. Because they seem like just like harmless in the way that they sort of initially present, which is like, hey, you know, we ran into, isn't this a cool thing? Like, I can help you out, my new friends. Isn't that awesome? I mean, that's the vibe you're getting.
Hmm.
I can understand that the player might be getting a different vibe than what I've just described as the vibe Kneecap gets.
Yeah. Well, Kneecap is gonna kind of motion him to, come bend down a little bit.
Yeah.
Good teeth, good prize. You have.
Are you saying you dig my dental hygiene, my man? You know, I try. Like,
Oh, God.
Make necklace if lying.
well, so I want to.
Yeah.
So I want to push back on that just a little bit because, as I just mentioned, you made an insight check and
Yeah.
determined no, like you did not get any negative vibes.
Yeah.
So, like the roll either needs to mean something or it doesn't.
Okay. I mean, like basically, it's like, okay. I was
Well, so I'm
trying
just
to be like,
yeah. Well, I'm just saying that like
I'll go with you, but
tell me how that differs from if I had told you you sensed deception, right? You know what I mean? Like, so again, I don't want to push back too hard. It's fine. You can say that. I'm just saying
I
the
mean,
result of your insight check was that you detected no deception.
if I thought he was lying, I basically would have encouraged everyone to just leave him.
Okay, so what? Okay, but what I'm telling you, you can say that. I'm just saying, just because don't metagame it. If you're sensing something as a player, don't do something different in character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
So like you rolled pretty high in insight, and I told you didn't sense any deception because I feel like if you say that, he's gonna react like, "Whoa, man, that's harsh." Like, I'm trying to help. Like, I mean, if that's not wanted,
We'll go.
It's fine. It's fine. He is a co-celebrant of my faith. Where everything is going to be just fine.
like, okay, my dude, like, I'll still take you because like that's the kind of guy I am. But like, chill,
Don't mind,
dude.
yeah. Don't mind
Okay.
Kneecap. He's like
Kneecap
this
will
with
just hold up hand to shake.
Okay, all right, good. Glad we worked that out. He pulls you into like a hug.
Aw.
Pat, pat.
All right, we did it. Ah! All right, come on, let's go. Like, oh, actually, you know what? It is a little bit of a walk. So, like, if you want, like, anything for the road, we could grab something on the way.
Snacks?
Sure, yeah. I mean, like, whatever you want.
Yes, yes, snacks.
All right. Snacks, 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 snacks. And he's wandering off into it. And so I think that, after leading past a couple of like catering tables where you can choose from a variety of different snacks and drinks, he is leading a jovial trek into the forest. I will say everyone can make a perception check as you're walking through the forest.
All right.
No help whatsoever. I got an 8.
All right.
Baker's
16.
20.
All right.
13.
Yeah. You certainly do sense, those of you who rolled relatively well, that the forest grows darker and quieter, feels like more old growth out here, as you are making your way through. You definitely seem like you're moving away from where all the activity is. So as you are kind of heading out through there, I mean, I think that it is a little bit of a walk. It's it's like maybe an hour. But as you're kind of going through, Chattis is definitely pulling lots of like small talk stuff, like checking in with each of you just to try to get the sense of the vibe of everybody. So it's like, so Malleus, like you're, it seems like you got all sorts of like little machines there, man. What's that all about?
Yeah. I like things that go boom. So I try to make things that go boom in interesting ways.
Yeah?
Yeah, like the concert that we were just at, I did some pyrotechnics
That kicks
and it was
ass,
awesome.
dude. And then, with Kneecap, I think there's a little bit of just like, I think the vibe he's giving you now, Kneecap, is it's a little bit like, we had a little bit of like friction at first, but we worked it out and now we're close.
Kneecap will stay close.
Yeah. And then Radius, I imagine, like, what's the vibe you're giving in this situation?
Radius has been watching and like very quiet, but when he starts talking to Malleus about the show, he's like, yes, assisting the show was fun. How many shows do you do?
What,
Here.
like me?
Malleus?
Well, just in the city. It seems they party all the time.
Totally, yeah, no, I mean that's the thing in Sylvania, like it's just, yeah, like 24/7, yeah.
Do you not sleep?
Well, sure, like people can sleep whenever they want.
Tarsus, this might be a place for us, a place of no sleep.
You don't need to
Affirmative.
sleep. That rules, dude. Like, cause like that's sleeping can be fun. Like it can be like it feels good sometimes when you need to do it. But like it's also sometimes like I think like it's kind of like a trick that our material bodies play on us, right? Like, and the spirit is like held captive, but then it's like a win-win relationship, right? Like it's this whole, like the body feels good sometimes, like, and then like it's a whole thing, right? Like the world, right?
He's like, of course.
Blows your mind.
He's like, as I've grown in power, I have decided that sleep is no longer something I need. So I feel like that city would be good. I could always study and learn from you all.
Right on.
I think Malleus would look over at Radius and go, not really a study vibe over there, though.
Hey, I would find it interesting to use different skills at times. You know, like earlier when I made kneecap faster.
Yeah.
He didn't handle it well at first, but he got used to
Yeah.
Joe, not good. Not good at show.
it.
Yeah. Better in battle, not so great at the.
Well, I'm just sorry, like, I missed out on it because, like, when we got there, like, it seemed like everyone had really enjoyed it. So, like, you'll have to,
Yeah.
maybe you can, like, do a song for, like, the Norns or something. Like, I don't know if they're into it. Like, I don't want to make promises on, like, their behalf, but, like, yeah, that could be cool. Like, and I mean, hey, if you could perform at a show, like, you're going to be popular around Sylvania for sure.
How dark is it getting with the old, like, we kind of the area increases?
Pretty dark. Like, not so dark that you're, like, having trouble seeing or anything. It's just that going from a place that's, like, got lots of sort of light and activity and everything, it's definitely getting dark and quiet.
Tarsus will cast light on himself.
I was
If-
about to
if
cast
doesn't-
dark vision on you
Oh,
so that you don't destroy the vibe. And it's not a
I mean-
it's not a concentration spell.
Honestly, yeah, it would that might be helpful going someplace that, if we're going through someplace that might have other dangers
affirmative.
instead
Yeah.
of light.
Yeah. So you now have dark vision
All right.
for the next 8
Thank-
hours.
And
Thank you.
one thing I want to say is that while Kneecap is staying close to Chattis, he is subtly guiding his Chattis's footsteps so that he's avoiding stumbling blocks. Because I
Okay.
have an aspect of the beast to
Okay.
double foot travel.
Sure. Yeah. Like, so I think that, like, as you're making your way through, it's like, I feel like the fate and, like, Belisama's will is upon us because, like this feels like this must be what's supposed to happen. Like, I'm supposed to, like, run into y'all and lead you here because, like, I feel like we're making great time, even though, like, we're all kind of, like, still having the chill vibe, right? Like, we're not having to, like, run, but we're making great time through the forest. It's awesome. You guys rule. And so eventually, though, as you are making your way through, Chattis is keeping up a pretty constant, all of this
Pattern.
small talk. But eventually, you break through a clearing and you see what looks like a charming little cottage. Like, I want you all to think of, like, the Seven Dwarfs house in Snow White. Like, it's this charming little cabin in the middle of a glade.
Not made out of gingerbread, right?
Nope. I mean, it's like it's got, like,
Oh.
plaster over it. Maybe if it was gingerbread, you haven't checked, like, a cross section.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like a regular cabin. It does not look like it is made of gingerbread.
Okay.
And he says, "All right, so, like, the Norns will probably know we were coming. Like, I didn't, like, that's kind of their thing, right? Like, they can. I want to forewarn you, they could be a little spooky, and the way, but like, I mean, I'm kind of getting the sense that's kind of like what you're looking for, though, right? Like, I mean."
Can they
You got
predict-
a spooky thing going on with you. You need someone who's going to spooky back at you.
And Radius
Right.
and Radius is like, you said they would know we're coming. Do they see into the future?
Kinda. I think it seems like it. Like, when I talk to him, it sure seems like it. I don't really. I'm not gonna, like, pretend that I, like, know all about fate. Like, I'm, like, I like, try to follow in the footsteps of Belisama, but I don't, doesn't mean, like, I know what those footsteps are always going to be. Like, until I ran into Cuspid here, I didn't know I was going to meet someone else today that's, also follows Belisama or the rest of you guys. And who knows, like, maybe we're, like, saving the universe right now. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be very cool.
Yes.
Affirmative.
As you are approaching to within about 10 feet of this cottage, the door just swings open, and standing at the door is two little old ladies that look like you have just interrupted their afternoon tea. And when I say interrupted, I don't necessarily mean to suggest that they look annoyed. Is they just have sort of a calm air of anticipation, and they say, "Ah, yes, Chadus, welcome back. And to the rest of you, I'm sure that we can help you with your issue. Please do follow us inside. You did catch us in the middle of an etiquette lesson for one of our pupils, so please pay him the appropriate mind, but he is learning. So please don't be too harsh on him if he does not obey all of the niceties of polite society. As of yet, he is working on it."
Oh dear.
And so as you go inside, you do see that there's actually a relatively long table that looks like it has been set up for like high tea. Like it's got a very nice tablecloth on it. It's got all the little place settings. And then there's two little chairs for these two little ladies. And then in one great big chair, there is, looks like someone wearing sort of a patchwork suit of armor. But like with a full helmet. But this is like big fella sitting in a big chair, and he is got both hands on the table looking down at the place setting, and he's like closely peering at all the little knives and forks as though giving the impression that he is studying them intently in the anticipation of having to choose which one is the right one. And one of the old ladies says, "Aloysius, we have guests." And this figure in the armor immediately stands up so dramatically that it like kicks their chair backwards, and then they turn and look at it and then scramble over trying to pick up the chair. And
I don't happen to smell strawberries, do I?
no.
Okay. Okay. I relaxed just a tiny bit.
So, all of you do come in. I believe that we don't have a full, flatware setup for each of you, but I don't believe you're staying for a meal. We do have tea. Would anyone like tea?
That would be lovely.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So they kind of bring you all in and close the door, and Chadis is like, they're really big on the tea.
So I gathered.
Yeah. And so they start setting out like cups for each of you. There's a chair where you can each sit, and the figure in the suit of armor has given you like a really awkward kind of clumsy bow, and then they kind of sit down, and they're sitting like very like ramrod straight, like I've got good posture and I'm being polite. Is the energy you're getting.
When Kneecap will return the bow actually as it's made.
Nice.
Yeah.
And one of the old ladies says, "Oh, very good." And so first, let's get you all some tea, and then we can talk about this strange, reality-altering, whatever you've got. We can discuss the situation you all find yourselves in. And they pour tea for each of you, and then and sit down. And they look over to the figure in the suit of armor, and he has this enormous like arm, and he's reaching down, and he's got the gauntlet, and he's very delicately using two fingers to pick up the teacup, and he brings it up to this armored like it's a full helmet, right? And so there's not really anywhere to, and it kind of goes dink. And then like doesn't know what else to do with it, and the lady says, "No, it's all right, Aloysius. You've done it right. Well, little finger," and just little finger. Very good, very good. And so you all have tea, and they say, well, welcome to our guests, and they each drink from their tea. Does everyone else drink from their tea?
Yes.
I will try the
Kneecap
tea.
will Kneecap would like to mime drinking the tea.
Okay.
I'll drink it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm drinking it.
All right. Malleus, yes.
Yes.
Okay. And Tarsus, like,
I don't
I
need to
don't.
drink,
Yeah,
but
I
I will
was just
try
gonna
it.
say I'm
Yeah,
not
we
sure if
don't
we've
need to.
established it. You don't need to.
No, but I have
you
been because
can.
I can because remember I like ice cream, so
Yes, that's true. We
no,
did
no,
establish-
version 1 liked ice cream. This version we haven't determined what this version
Yeah.
likes yet.
And
Okay.
plus, it would be rude. They made it for us.
Yes,
you know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like everyone to make Constitution saving throws. Everyone who drank
Okie
everyone who
dokie.
drinks the tea. So like the Kneecap has abstained.
Is this a
Yep.
poison?
Yes.
Okay, so I get advantage.
Nat 20.
All
So
right.
26.
Wow.
All right.
Why is this not rolling? Come on.
All right.
Yeah. I'm using the app, so it's not showing up in the slider roll on roll 20.
Okay, that's fine. Just you told me what it
Oh.
was, but I'm waiting to hear what anyone else got.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
There we
my
go.
roll is
Okay.
23. Okay.
Wow, good.
Yay.
Yeah.
not recognizing sidebar. What the heck? Oh.
I'm gonna reload D&D Beyond because
Yeah,
it was not
D&D
Yeah,
letting
Beyond.
me
the
either.
Beyond 20 extension seems like it's been malfunctioning lately. So, but please, everyone, tell me what you get. You can roll it manually in D&D 20. Yeah. Oh, we lost someone on the on the Zoom here.
Okay, so I got a 4. Oh, that's invest. Yeah, so I got a 9
got a
and a
4.
4. I got a 9 because I have an advantage. Wow. Wow, so much for my
okay.
resistance to poison.
So, all right. So we've got Tarsus failed. We've
Yes.
got. Oh, okay.
I got a 17 and a. Yeah, so 17. Yes.
Okay. So Malleus, did we get your constitution? You got the natural 20.
Yeah.
Radius got a 17.
Yes.
And so I think it looks like actually only Tarsus failed. So now I think the rest of you are not necessarily like aware of anything. Like the tea tastes like some sort of an herbal tea. Tarsus, I'm not sure that anyone else would like even necessarily be immediately aware of it, but Tarsus, you just kind of stop moving. You are incapacitated.
I would like to see if I detect that.
Sure, yeah.
Can I roll perception or?
Insight would probably make the most
Okay.
sense to me, but if perception, if you
Okay,
prefer
I got
that
that.
works
It's
too.
the same. I'm
Yeah.
terrible at both. So
All right. Okay. 14. I think, yeah, you maybe get a little bit of like, you feel just the tiniest hint of a wave of sleepiness. Like your muscles sort of feeling weak. And it's not something that you would ordinarily give a second thought to, except that you kind of sense that everyone else who drank the tea kind of also seems to have a little bit of a reaction.
okay. I'm gonna like let someone else kind of hang back from the conversation. But at the same time, these are Norns. They're gonna know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take a minute to cast Napkin Gargoyle of Protection.
Okay,
Mm.
okay. So you're so you are starting to cast a spell that's going to
Yes.
take a minute to cast.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm
Okay.
taking a napkin off the table and folding it into a gargoyle.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
And I think Malleus will go and say, that was delicious. So, reality warping glitch. Any ideas? Because this has to be driving you nuts.
well, we are always excited to learn more about the mysteries of the cosmos, as you know. It's sort of what we do in a way. Uh, Notice all of you must be adventurous. Yes, you seem to be remarkably hardy individuals.
Yes, we were recently in Glorium and defeated a really, really big whirlworm, as a matter of fact, before we left.
Oh,
Um,
splendid.
yes, so that was awesome. And we've had other, adventures here and there that we remember, but yeah, so is there anything well, so first of all, we're looking for the servitors, because we're trying to visit all the gates in the cities,
Yes, yes, of course.
that connect.
We can discuss that certainly, but I am excited that you are adventurers because we are training, as we said, training Aloysius to be able to participate in society, but also to be robust and capable out in the wider world. And he could learn so much from all of you, I'm sure. Aloysius, why don't you demonstrate one of your, how about tactical maneuver A? And Aloysius, this figure in the armor, stands up, marches over to the front door, and stands there, arms folded. Uh, and then the one of the little old ladies looks over at Cuspid and just says, "Really, my dear, I think the time for that is past. You already drank the tea."
And I was hoping to be a bit more polite about things, but yes, we did.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um,
So
Radius
I'll stop.
and Radius will go, what about the tea?
Well, my dear, I think that if you had been a little bit less sturdy, a little bit less prone to ailments, you would know that we have all just poisoned you, my dear. We've brought you into a little bit of a trap, you see. But this is all right. Fear not. This is not something that needs to immediately turn to combat. We would actually prefer a peaceful solution if this could be arranged.
Hmm. But why?
Why? So the two little old ladies and Chattis all exchange a look and laugh. Did you really ask why?
I mean,
I suppose. I mean, why don't you go out to a pond and ask the little frog and say, "Why do you hop around the pond?" It's in our nature, my dear.
Well,
But let's discuss what sort of offer you might make to us to encourage us in a direction to which I've already agreed we are inclined towards a peaceful resolution of this whole situation.
Mhm.
Kneecap will
Thoughts?
I Kneecap will stand stand up a bit on his chair, which I imagine has a booster for him, and say, say, a necklace of teeth for you.
Oh God.
You want to offer us a necklace of teeth?
Yes.
Mm, I'm not so sure. Well, whose teeth?
Goddess.
Oh, no, no. And Chattis just says, dude, I already have my own teeth. But listen, look, it's like they said, like it doesn't have to be like a whole like violent thing, we can just like hang out and we could talk about, you know, like this reality altering thing, but like we want to find out about that. That sounds really cool.
And Radius goes, but if you only wanted to talk.
Oh no, we
What?
don't only want to talk. I'm just saying that like there's two ways this could go.
So if we had been poisoned, no talking. But since we are not poisoned, talking.
Well, I mean, you don't know like what would happen like if you had all been poisoned. That's a different world that we might have been living in, and those people might have had a different conversation.
Right.
Right.
Um,
Right. So
So
what
here's
do
the thing.
you want? I think is the question. We
Mm.
could end up offering something that means absolutely nothing. How do we know what you would particularly appreciate?
So one of the little old ladies says, so here's a starting position, which we assume you will find objectionable to some degree, but that's why it's just a starting offer. But we would present to you an opportunity that if you amongst your number can choose one of your party to leave with us, we will let the rest of you leave.
Hmm.
If you have a counter offer, we would certainly be willing to entertain it, but that is the general area that we're working in here.
Yeah. Malleus's knee-jerk reaction is say, well, if I set the entire house on fire, we could get out without having to go through Aloysius. I could take out a wall. So,
Now
and
we have
that
to
would
make
be
big moves.
very inconvenient. That would be very inconvenient for you. It would be very noisy. It would hurt my ears, but also no fighting because all I'm doing is taking out a wall and then we leave through the wall and take our friend with us when we go.
See, I don't care for this. This is not a counter offer in any kind of good faith. You've just resorted to threats. Now, we certainly understand that that is the language that many adventurers speak in, and if that is the way that you would wish to have things go, we can do that. We simply wanted, before that begins, an opportunity for each of you to choose a different path.
I
And,
cast bless.
Yeah, yeah, I'm thinking no. This is a for this is a get my eldritch cannon and turn on the fire thrower and start burning down the house.
So I think then we are going to roll initiative, and as we do, Chattis just pumps his fist and says, "Hell yeah, let's do this!" All right.
Gonna need
Yeah,
tokens.
I know.
Okay, okay.
I'm making up a map for us
Very,
because
very,
I
very
didn't
fun.
necessarily assume that this was all the way we're going to go this way, and it happens, and so it just means I need to set up the map. All right. Okay, dear Roll20, let me do a thing, please. What the hell? Why is it not letting me just select the tokens? Fine. Jeez. The click and drag is just like not working. It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a moment here.
I'm gonna exit and come back in to roll 20.
Oh, okay. I had not even put you on a map yet, so
No,
not
no,
that
no.
there's.
I'm having issues on with controls on a tablet.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, but I was just going to say, like, I hadn't done anything yet, so
no,
there wasn't
no.
going to
This
be.
is the UI controls.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Now let's see if I've got tokens for everything I need here. Naturally or. Yeah.
No, not Icewind Dale.
Oops, that's not it. No. And then. Okay. I think let's make a little table here. Ah, no. Rectangle. All right, so, and then a bigger space that would be the apparent interior of the cabin. And, okay, so, everyone's going to get a turn. Please don't move around yet.
Oh, sorry.
What the hell? I'm the click and drag is working not clearly very well for me right now. Okay. Like just the ordinary thing of trying to click and drag to select multiple tokens is just not working. Oh, and the turn tracker isn't open. Okay. Okay. Did you just roll that initiative?
20.14
Yeah,
is
okay.
my
Yeah, I was just making sure that you had just rolled it. It wasn't an old
Yep.
one. Oh, no. I didn't mean to delete you, Tarsus. Okay, I think we've got everybody on here. And of course, it's not going to give me my little custom. There we go. Give me my. There we go. Okay. All right. And then this guy has a d20 minus 1. Okay.
Can somebody
Okay.
update Malleus to 20?
Yeah.
Because I definitely cannot.
Yeah, okay. All right. We need radiuses on there still. What's your dex, Malleus? Because you're tied with Kneecap.
16.
You go first.
Okay.
What's your dex, Cuspid?
14.
Okay, so you go before I do, although I'm incapacitated. Still, I'm on the tracker.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
well, I'm including you in the bless, so.
All right. So tell me who your bless is on, because that would have. That's kind of what's going to happen immediately prior to the.
Yeah, that's I'm casting a 3rd level, so all of us.
All right. Ah. Okay. So I will just go ahead and say that as well, you know, um, I've got these. Uh, Let me. I'm gonna make a red dot on the one that is Chattis, because although Chattis has not changed how he appears, um,
Didn't want to
Yeah.
grab another token. So
yes. All right. So we've got the bless goes off, and things are kicking off. And Kneecap, you're first.
Right. Actually, it's Melanie is first.
Oh, you're right. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So Malleus, you're first.
All right. Create Eldritch Cannon.
Sure.
Um, beside a wall.
You realize it's not just going to automatically blast a big hole in an existing wall. Like we are gonna have to like roll to attack and do damage.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that the cottage may not actually be as it appears to be.
Yeah.
Mm.
Could actually be gingerbread.
Well, I
Well,
would just take the cake.
if we smell roasting baked goods, then we know we can just break through the wall. I'll,
Not near as sweet as that.
No, no, it's made out of fruitcake, so it's dense and impossible to penetrate.
And there's only one in the multiverse.
Exactly. I've heard that. I've heard that theory.
All right.
now that can't be true because I've made fruitcake, so there's at least 3.
Okay, so what we're waiting on you, Malleus. What are you doing?
uh, flamethrower Eldritch Cannon, and the wall gets a dex save of 16 or takes 2d8 fire damage.
Okay, you can roll the fire damage because it's like
Yep. 6 points of fire damage.
oh, rocket stop. No. Okay, yeah. So you have scorched this wall. It is smoldering. You have clearly done damage to it. Show me where on the wall you're doing that.
Um, I can't do that with it's this
Or tell me. Just describe
yeah.
it. Like this is you're
It's
you're
the
making it
wall.
overcomplicated.
It's the wall closest to me.
Okay.
It's like the
Yeah.
the Eldritch Cannon appears like 10 feet in front of me and just scorches that wall.
Okay. Whoever's doing those ruler notes, we are seeing that. Just it's fine. I just in case anyone was doing that and didn't know that it was visible to everyone, which is it's okay. I'm just in case you were hoping that it was secret. Um. So yeah, just I'll make a little note that you have started to scorch a little hole right there.
All right.
Okay.
And yeah, let's see if I can move around to the end of this table, but I can't.
I mean, you can if you're not going to be able to move, it's totally okay. But you do have to tell us what you want, and we can move your token for you.
Okay, can you move my token around to the head of the table?
So on the side that you are on, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Sure. Kneecap.
Okay. And Aloysius is just standing guard
Mhm.
at the,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, I think I am going to take my flail, uh, let out a bellow of signals going into rage,
Mm-hmm.
and go right after the one that's right in front of me.
Okay. You are attacking what appears to you, understandably, I'm not criticizing, but I'm just
Yep.
describing the visual, what appears to be a little old lady.
Yes.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Baker's 20 to hit.
Okay. That certainly does hit.
And that is 11 damage. For
Okay.
this attack.
Hold on just a second. I am having just the worst time trying to just do ordinary things here for some reason. Okay. Why? No, why is it doing it like that? Okay. Yeah, so the 20 hits and you did 11 damage, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Great. That happens.
And then my second attack is another 20.
Okay.
And that is for 14.
Okay.
Yes. And I am just right in this thing's face.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Mm-hmm. All right. Radius.
Alrighty. Radius, well, will cast slow on the 3 right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a DC 14.
Okay. Wisdom save?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the first one is a 20. The second one is a 21. The third one got another 20. So,
Right.
yeah, they all rolled high, I'm afraid.
Yeah. And that doesn't bode well. And in that case, I will back up to a better vantage point. Oh, well,
Okay.
because I don't want to get hit.
Hmm.
And so we shall move back here and over here so I get a better lay of the battlefield. And that will be my turn.
Why are you hiding behind the short glass cannon?
Because I'm a spellcaster and have no armor.
Mm-hmm.
You have a large shooty thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
it's not
pointing at
firing
the
in that
wall.
direction. It's firing at the wall.
It's not firing in the direction, and it's 10 feet away from us.
But we're a very strangely balanced party. You realize this.
Right. We have like
No. I mean,
Imbalanced.
balance.
I think
No.
I mean, I think it was natural to happen the way this campaign is set up because at early levels, the frontline folks are much more likely to go down than the ones who hang back. So
Yeah.
we got onto all of our alternates. So things can go
Yeah.
differently now.
So, what happens is on the hag's turn is that they all disappear.
Oh,
Yeah.
hags.
And,
See, I knew it.
So, Kneecap, you can make an opportunity attack with disadvantage because you sense that they have vanished and may be invisible and moving away, but you're not sure where they are exactly. You can't see them. So, you can make the attack with disadvantage.
8. So 15 is a disadvantage.
Okay, you miss.
Yeah. It was a natural 8 and a natural 8.
Wait a minute. Did you use the bless?
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not. Wow. 4.
Oh, makes it a 16. Still not enough, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then it is Aloysius at the door, who had arms folded and is now kind of in a like a ready position, guarding the door.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Mhm. Okay. Cuspid.
Yeah, I am going to I'm going to spend an action trying to see if I can get a clue as to where the where there might be a one of these invisible creatures.
Okay.
Do I need to roll with disadvantage?
Well, so
Or well, I mean,
you would, yeah, you have, yes, make a perception check with disadvantage.
okay. Not bad, 13.
Yeah, I unfortunately I they're with their invisibility. So, where I kind of was hesitating a little bit, I'm gonna not make you use your action
Your action?
for that.
Okay.
Partly because
Alright.
what they have is a property called Invisible Passage that specifically says while invisible, they can only be tracked with magic.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the spot where where the wall has been weakened.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Um. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You do that.
8 damage.
Yeah. Okay. There's
Probably not
yeah.
enough to make a difference on that.
No. I think that yeah, this is the I'm not going to say you can't eventually make it through the wall, but it is not a one round
Oh
thing.
no, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to contribute to this effort.
Sure.
Um,
All right. I'm trying to not like be saying no to an option, but also I don't want to dishonor the
Don't want
fiction
to,
by making it too easy to do. You
No,
know,
no, I understand.
yeah.
It'll be as hard as it is,
Yeah.
but this, I
Um,
mean, lacking a target, and the guy by the door is like not making tactically relevant decisions, so
mhm.
gonna help with the wall.
All right. So Tarsus, you are incapacitated, which means you cannot take actions.
Right.
But if you would like to make a uh, so we see the that ruler every time whoever's doing that ruler tool, we see that on screen every time. The so okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
yes, Tarsus, you can if you want to make another this is a I will say basically you can sort of like make like a noise if you want. I guess I'll just say you can just do that. I was gonna make you make a check or something. Well, so but the point is you can make a noise, but I think what also everyone will realize is that like Tarsus has not moved from
Yep.
after drinking the tea.
Mhm.
Oil can! Oil can!
Good.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Malleus, your turn.
All right. So, Eldritch Flame bonus action for. Let's see. Get back to actions. Bonus actions. Another flamethrower attack at that wall
Mm-hmm. Um,
for.
See, here's the problem with the stats for how to destroy walls is that it gives it an AC, but you're all using area of effect spells on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was 15.
To 15 damage.
Yeah, 15 fire damage.
Okay.
And then as a most of my stuff is either a buff or a saving throw.
Okay.
But the one that I have that is not is Scorching Ray.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So let me do that. Because I'm really serious about setting this house on fire.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. So I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Let's come on, do it. That's a 15 to hit the wall
Okay. It hits.
for 9 points of damage.
All right.
Second Second one is a
Are you trying to
25
hit the same? You're hitting the same spot or what?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I guess we didn't. I did not establish that the walls are wood. So you might start a fire. So tell me what the priority is. Are you trying to start a fire or are you trying to break through the wall?
I'm trying to break through the wall, and generally walls are weak to fire, or I can
Okay,
weaken
but
them with
what if they are
fire.
stone walls, right? Like
Hmm.
a stone wall is not weak to fire.
Right.
I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm asking you to pick which is the priority.
The priority is to break through.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the first attack was a hit. The second attack was what? You're still, but you're all doing it on the same spot.
Yeah, doing it all
Okay.
in the same spot. It was a 25
All
to
right.
hit
Yeah.
for 7 points of damage. And last one is a 28 to hit.
Yeah. Okay. So you've definitely,
For
yeah,
2.
you have blasted a hole in the wall. It is big enough that a medium creature could squeeze through.
Okay.
It is also on fire, like around the edges of it.
I will accept that and dive through the wall.
Okay. All right. Go for it. Yeah. You do that. So you have decided to do that. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. All right. Kneecap.
Okay. Let's see. And Tarsus is sitting on a chair.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe abandoning me is the better course here. I will slow you down, and trying to get me through that hole might be a problem. And we have 4 very nasty people in this room.
I mean,
Remember, we come back.
Right.
But
Yeah.
And
But
at
they
the,
are
for
also-
the first episode, Christiana said, make use of that. So this might be a case where,
Yep.
I mean, yes, I'd lose the 300 gold on me, but you know,
Yeah.
Easy go.
Kneecap is going to basically football tackle Tarsus and just drive him forward
oh god, I'm such a ragdoll in this
to
campaign.
try and basically try and push him into and hopefully through the wall.
You do not have nearly enough movement speed to do that. It's going to be your action to grab, and then you will be moving half speed after that. So you're 15 feet up there, and then you have, what's your total movement speed?
50.
50. Okay, so 35. So
I have just enough to get up there with my regular speed.
yeah. So basically, you can do that because you're moving half speed when you're pushing him.
Okay. I can't dash because that's the thing. Okay.
You used your action to grab and push.
Shoot.
Because you're strong, but you're a little guy. You're
Yeah.
trying to push a full-sized humanoid sitting on a chair who's dead weight, and
Yeah, I'm a heavy robot, man.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
It's okay.
Yeah.
We got some time.
Let's
It's not
that's
gone
my turn.
pear-shaped yet. Well, not completely pear-shaped.
Just so long as the house is not on chicken legs, we're okay.
Don't give the GM ideas.
All right. So
I love
my-
giving the GM
uh,
ideas.
did you you're done with your turn?
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
turn.
All right. Radius, it is your turn.
Trying to see where everybody falls in the order. Oh, they're not on the track. Oh crap. Well, I will move by the door or the hole that was made and tell everyone to try their best or to get out. And
I think we've all got the idea.
right, but I can't do what I want to do until you're not here.
Okay, so
So- and so let's see. But I will, as a bonus action, I will call forth my spell book. I will call Tilly out of the spell book and hold an action to cast a spell.
Okay.
Um
You have to choose the spell because you lose the slot if you don't cast it.
okay.
You have to be preparing a specific spell.
Okay. It will be a fireball that I switch the damage type on. But
Okay. Fireball.
I mean, why
Yeah.
couldn't you just cast it now? I don't understand.
it'll hit everyone in the room.
That big? No.
Huh?
Fireball's got like a 20-foot, 30-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge room.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot radius. Well, it would get I don't know where they are, so I was gonna drop it on
Yeah.
myself.
Okay.
Or
Oh,
when I
okay, I
see
see what
one
you
of you get hit.
So,
Because the only one
that is the size of the fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
So and since I don't know where they are, I was gonna wait till one of you either got hit or I got hit and drop it on wherever that was. Which is why I was hoping you would leave. Don't get me wrong, I'll burn you all in acid. It's fine.
I'm glad I'm outside the house and can't hear this.
I mean, honestly,
Speaking, yeah, okay. Yeah, I got your tactic. Don't worry, I'm on my way out. But the one you need to worry about is, I mean, both Tarsus and Kneecap are pretty tough and can probably handle a fireball, especially since they got less. But Tarsus would have a problem with that because he
Okay.
can't move.
We're taking a
But, yeah.
really long time with
Yeah.
these turns.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
try to keep it moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys go ahead. That is what I'm doing. I'm gonna hold that.
And what is the trigger?
If any basically if any of them are hit or if I can try, I'm gonna try to discern where they're hit from to drop it there. Like with if they attack one of my compatriots.
Okay.
Especially the one carrying the heavy robot.
Well, okay, you're putting a lot of conditions
All right.
on it. If any of
Basically,
your
if I
friends
see-
get attacked,
Yeah,
you're going to
yes.
try to target the fireball on the
Yes.
one who did it. Okay,
Yes.
let's just keep it simple. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're doing that. You're concentrating on it. Okay, it is their turn. And I think that I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Radius.
Wisdom. On it cast. It will not do that. That's weird. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the beyond 20 is acting weird.
Yeah, it's being weird. That is. Oh God, that's a natural one.
Okay.
Oh,
Radius turns into a mouse.
ah,
alrighty.
I've read that Choose Little Adventure book. It's a bad ending.
Yes. So, yeah, Radius, I think you find that your concentration, fizzles as you no longer have humanoid hands with which to do the somatic components or a voice that is able to speak the verbal components.
Mhm.
And because of the nature of this, the nature of this particular feature is not polymorph. It's actually a slightly different thing, which means you are physically a mouse. You can still think. You are not thinking as a mouse. You can think to yourself, but you're physically a mouse. All right, and it was this one that she goes visible when she casts that. And then I think we've got and then I think Let's see, what is their speed? Okay. Um, all right, I think, yeah. Um, two. Okay, one of them does not reappear, and the another.
Sneaky.
I'm doing a couple of. I'm like, I'm creating a slightly different version of these hags here, so they're not 100% behaving according to any specific stat block. But I think that I need Cuspid to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, lovely. I'm not terribly good at those. We'll see what
Nope.
happens. And once again, we are having trouble with the.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The beyond 20 if it's
Yeah,
malfunctioning, but yeah. Okay, look. So you succeeded
21.
though. So you feel for a moment that one of these hags is trying to tap into your mind and fill it with nightmares, but you are able to resist that magical influence.
Okay.
Thaddeus Maximus.
Mm-hmm. And so then I think it is Aloysius's turn. Sees that you're not going for the door and you're trying to get out another way, and so he is just gonna run right up to
Uh-oh.
you and try to make a couple of slam attacks. What?
Okay.
Um, um, okay, the first one is a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
The second one is a crit.
Oh, wow,
Wow.
wow,
Yeah,
wow.
okay, so,
This guy's gonna punch hard.
So the first one does 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Which you are raging already, I believe.
Yes.
Um, so that would be 6 for you.
Okay.
And then the second one, the crit does 28, so that's 14 to you.
Yeah.
And it's just taking its big old gauntleted fists and just bam, bam, slamming them down on you, making sort of grunting sounds that sound metallic from within this suit of armor. All right.
That's smart.
Yeah. Cuspid.
Okay. I am going to cast a quickened prestidigitation on the flaming hole in the wall to put it out.
Okay.
Going to run up 10, 20 to radius, scoop him up as an action,
Mm-hmm.
and then swarm out the hole.
All right. So I would imagine that Radius, you are cooperative with that. So it is the action to pick him up, but you quickened your other thing, so you are able to do that. Okay.
Bumper.
Nice. Where is this? Okay. All right. That is Cuspid's turn. Tarsus, I'm
Yep.
I'm
Can't do
I'm sorry,
anything.
Paul, but you you rolled the bad die. So
I rolled a bad die.
Yeah, so you are still incapacitated, I'm afraid. Malleus, your turn.
Okay. I'll peek back through.
I mean, Cuspid's kind of right there in the hole.
Yeah, I would have moved
Yeah.
out of the way, except that was the last of my 30 feet of movement. So
Okay. So in that case, I'm just going to yell out to my cannon, target the hags if you can.
Can you have it target something that you can't see?
It doesn't say.
All right.
and I think we need a token for it on the board.
Well, yeah. Also, you've been doing handheld for a while, so I was not clear
Yeah.
that you were doing a non-handhold this time. Let me pull up. I can make the token for it. Where's the little guy that I made? Oh, did I not actually make the token for it? Oh, for Pete's sake. I found the little image and then I didn't actually. Well, that's annoying. Yeah, so sorry, I don't have the I'm gonna use this little token to be the cannon.
Yeah.
So your arcane cannon, because you are artillerist. Is that what this is?
Yes.
Your
Yes.
eldritch cannon. Okay, so you can take a bonus action to cause the cannon to activate. I think as part of the same bonus action, you can direct the cannon to walk or climb up to 15 feet. I don't think it has its own brain that allows it to target independent of what you tell it to do.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think if you
I will
can't
accept
see
that.
something, you can't. You could tell it to fire, but you wouldn't necessarily know what it's pointing at.
Okay. Um. Okay.
Turn around
And
and fire it.
Because right now it would
yeah.
be pointed at the wall where you made the hole, right?
Right. Right. So in that case, I'll just get out of the way of everybody else I hope is coming through,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully we'll get to do the thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Kneecap. Your turn. This thing is looming over you.
Okay, well, I have my plan, and I'm going to just push, push, push.
Okay. You're going to get an opportunity attack from the from the from
2,
Aloysius,
4,
and it's going to be only a 10 to hit. But then you're also going to get an attack of opportunity from someone else.
Uh-oh. Wow, I think
With
we
a
know what-
12 to hit, which I don't think hits you. Yeah, okay. But yes, the another hag had moved into place and hits you here too. So you can only push it as far as where Cuspid is.
yeah.
Now I make a better door than a
And
window.
Yeah.
I for and did that also take my action still?
No, I think you were already pushing. You don't have to take a new action, but like I said, that's as far as you can go. So if you let go in order to attack, for example, you will have to use your action again to push it more.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, my thought is that other people can try and pull him through, but
I mean, up to you. I mean, so you still have your action.
I'm just still gonna keep pushing.
Okay. Well, so you are readying your action to try to push further to do a
Yes.
shove if the space clears.
Yes.
That
And
works.
push comes to shove.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
I will allow you to push him another 5 feet once there's room for that with your readied action. Okay. Radius, you're a mouse currently being held by Cuspid.
Cuspid, you see on the floor from where you picked me up, my activated spell book. It looks to you and says, "Crush him."
So it does not, unfortunately, because
does it?
everything you were holding, all your gear, is absorbed into your mouse form.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, your clothes
Oh.
and stuff are not left behind. It's
Oh.
it
Ah,
specifically says the target's gear melds into the new form.
but
Wow.
does that count for things you're held or just stuff you wear?
I mean, your gear,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
target's gear.
Yeah. Polymorph has been like that
Yeah.
from a long time.
Sorry.
Oh.
I could imagine if you'd sent it, if you'd if you
Yeah.
toss it away,
Yeah,
that might
so
be
I'm
good.
afraid your spell book cannot speak for you here. I'm afraid.
Tilly can't tell you. Tell him to die. Tell you to die.
I mean, also, what do you look like as a mouse?
Actually,
I-
I'm quite adorable. I'm like white with liver spots and like a little like pink nose.
Wow.
Quite adorable.
So radically different than Radius.
How tall are you, Cuspin?
Oh, 5 foot some.
How much fall damage would I take if I leaped out of his hand?
None. Think about a mouse.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Square cube law.
Well, no, hold on.
Mice can jump off third-story buildings and survive.
Sure, that's if they're not actively trying to harm themselves.
No. Falling from where you're being held, which is going to be like 3 foot something off the ground. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
probably have more luck
human-
jumping into Malleus's jaws.
You could run back into the building.
I mean, how much health does a mouse have?
Oh, you have essentially 1 hit point, but I'm saying you're not going to take that fall damage.
Well, like,
Okay.
I mean, if you think about
hey.
a human, would maybe take a point of fall damage. That's with the whole mass.
Right.
Mhm.
Is that hole that we walk through still burning?
No, specifically not. Cuspid put it out deliberately.
Eugene,
Well-
wow. Radius is trying to die any way he can.
Right.
This is hilarious.
There is, and the thing is, all my gear is melded into me.
Also,
So like,
probably Cuspid is. So tell me, Cuspid, if you grabbed up Mouse Radius, you're probably holding like I would think clasped in your hands. Right?
I've got the staff in the other hand, so I've got he's clasped
Okay.
in my hand.
Well,
yeah.
okay. So I'm not saying that you couldn't wriggle out if you tried Radius, but yeah,
Sure,
like
but
this is
yeah.
so.
yeah. Well, man, and so what do you keep out of this version? Because polymorph, you keep your stuff, but like this one,
Well, so what you can basically think. You can't do anything else. You can't speak.
You're-
You can't do
You're
somatic.
kind of
components,
like me.
You can't cast
Yeah.
spells.
Small.
You can run around. You can move. You just can't. You could like bite.
Mhm.
Take the actions of
You
a
can
mouse.
do what a
but
mouse would do.
Think,
Except you
think
can
like-
also think about it with your own brain.
right? Man, that's tough.
Mouse radius. Does whatever a mouse can.
That's what a natural one does for you.
I feel your pain, man.
Uh,
Advantage on poison.
I still just can't believe
fail.
that only one of you all drank the tea and only one of you failed the save.
And I'm the one who had
Except for
advantage on the
kneecap.
roll.
Yeah.
the healer failed the save.
Yes, the healer failed the save. It's hilarious.
Mhm. Okay, so we're taking a long time on the turn.
Yeah,
so
that's
let's
a
kind
yeah.
of
I'm
turn-
not gonna. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
kind of go along for the ride for right
All
now.
right, yeah, okay. All right. That makes it the hack's turn again. I think. Let's see. This this one that's right by you, Kneecap.
Mhm.
Where is this spell? There we go. Is going to their eyes suddenly turn completely solid black, and as it looks to you and let's see. Oh yeah, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
And this is against magic, I presume.
Yeah.
I have gnome cunning.
Oh right, yeah.
So wisdom save with advantage. Baker's 20.
Okay, yeah. So you
Wow.
you find yourself with a wave of sleepiness, but then it fades. this one is going to jump up onto the table. And in fact, actually doesn't even really jump, but just kind of just floats up into the air and is floating over the table. Up to here. And I have too many spells that are just, like tabs that are open. Yeah, they, okay, they're actually moving right here, and they're casting Lightning Bolt.
Oh, this is gonna be shocking.
Yeah.
That's a deck
Um,
thing.
and this includes, it does hit the Aloysius in the armor. She does not seem to be concerned about that. So that's a
Oh.
dex save for Cuspid and Kneecap.
And it's
And Tarsus, you're gonna fail
Yeah,
automatically.
yeah.
I danger sense apply.
Yep.
Ooh, only a 9.
Okay.
Oh, I only made a 10, including the
Yeah.
bless.
Well,
I
you
mean-
lucked out that the damage is not as high as it might have been. It's but it is 20 lightning damage.
Zerp.
Um,
Yeah, I doubt an 11 would make a
no,
difference.
unfortunately not. Uh, good for you, Radius. Though, is that as you take that lightning damage, you do turn back, but you're going to take 19 of the leftover lightning damage as you change back.
And my concentration check is a 22.
Okay, good.
Zorp.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I take it back. Instead of so this is an unusual feature, but instead of just taking the leftover 19, you come back at exactly half of your starting hit points.
Ooh.
Yeah, so whatever your hit point max is, you're at half that right now. All right. And then the third one is going to also run up and yeah, let's see. Yeah, they're going to. Okay. Is going to cast a greenish beam of energy out at you. What's it? Kneecap.
Kneecap.
Yeah. Why is this? Okay. Yeah. So let me roll that attack. That's an 18 to hit.
Oh, that does hit.
Okay. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well.
Okay. And no advantage on that.
Nope.
Do you have
But
a
I got a
D4 though?
22.
Okay. Yeah. So you are not further poisoned, but you do take 9 poison damage.
Okay.
All right. And I think the hag that looks like Chattis still is just kind of saying, "Didn't have to be this way, guys." But now it is Aloysius's turn, and I think he's going to up here. And with one attack is going to shove Tarsus out of alignment.
Oh, that is clever and bad. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then move into that spot.
You.
And then a slam attack against Kneecap. 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right. And then the damage is 11 bludgeoning damage, which for you will be 5.
Okay.
All right. Now, Cuspid, your turn.
Okay. that kind of changed my plan, so I'm having to re-evaluate here. Okay. Let me just check one thing here. Damn it. All right. Yeah. I am going to run 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 towards the front door.
Okay.
Yeah. And at least being out of the line of fire will mean that my bless is more likely to stay up.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I will cast a quickened cure wounds on myself.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, it would be your turn. I didn't check to see if anyone like had lesser restoration or anything like that.
I do.
Oh well.
Restoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Malleus has the ability to cast that spell. He just doesn't have it prepared.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyone else had been
Yeah.
poisoned. I could
So
have done
I guess
something.
what I'll just sort of say in the meta, I owe you one because you're not going to be able to do anything in this encounter.
Assuming
You
we
can-
all don't
so,
just die.
I will give you the opportunity. So, like as mentioned, let's imagine you are the Tin Woodsman pre-oil can. You can kind of like wiggle a little bit. You can kind of speak haltingly, but that's it. So let me know if you want to use that for anything,
I will say
even
one
just for
word.
flavor.
Run.
All right. Okay. Malleus, that makes it your turn.
Okay. So Malleus is actually a pretty strong little dude.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would like to do is actually, and since he's like in a diagonal line, I'd like to see if Malleus can kind of run up to the door and drag him through past Aloysius.
No, I'm sorry that you just would not be able to do
No.
that. No.
Okay.
Alois is way in the way there.
Yeah, I mean, he moved
Okay.
himself specifically into position to prevent that.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case,
Could he prepare it ready in action to do that if Aloysius was
Well,
moved?
you can't really so you could move into melee range with Aloysius in order to do that.
right, but
But
that's
you really
not really
can't
his
move as a ready to action.
right.
Um,
So what I mean, my Eldritch Cannon is sitting up there.
Yeah. So here's the irony, actually, because it was a 15-foot cone, the fire, right? I hadn't really treated it that way previously, so it would have really been a bigger space. But the irony right now is that you did leave it pointed at that spot on the wall.
Right.
So I will give you that at least. But of course, you would also certainly hit kneecap at the same time.
Maybe almost. No, not quite hit me. Close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roast the incapacitated cleric for fun and profit.
Yeah. Let's roast the cleric for fun and profit. That's a dexterity save.
Oh, so you are doing it?
Yep.
All right. All right.
We are.
Go ahead and make yours too, kneecap.
Yep.
Aloysius is not great at dex saves, believe it or not.
17.
Okay.
will
Whoa!
pass.
Aloysius rolled a
Nice.
natural 20 and got a 19.
Okay. I automatically fail it. So, how much?
All right. So this is 11 points of fire damage.
I think no, Tarsus, you don't need to take it. You're just out of range.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 11 points of fire damage as a bonus action.
Okay.
And
and it's half for Aloysius because he's saved, correct?
yeah, but
17 saves, right?
yeah, 17 saves.
Okay, so that would be 5. And I think as you do that, he goes, oh!
He doesn't like it.
Yeah, he doesn't look like it hurts him that much, but he is really unhappy about it.
Okay, And for my action, Ray of Frost
Okay. On
on
Aloysius.
Aloysius.
Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
19 to hit
Okay, hits.
for 6 points of cold damage, and he's slowed for
Okay.
movement.
All right.
And my movement speed. I want to back up 5 feet, like in that straight diagonal line.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Kneecap.
Awesome.
So, Tarsus, you kind of mumbled "run,"
Mm-hmm.
and like, were you looking at me?
Yeah, I was looking at you.
Okay. Let's see.
Push Aloysius outside.
No. Good. If I wanted to basically go past Aloysius, would that be like acrobatics?
I mean, no, it's again, he's controlling the square.
Okay.
I mean, you
Good.
can shove Aloysius.
Okay.
You could like push him prone, for
Yeah,
example.
I'm
but
gonna-
like, so that's going to be like competitive, like
Yeah, I'm gonna try and
or
shove him.
athletics rather. All right. Okay. So go ahead and make your athletics roll, which I think you probably have advantage on for raging, plus bless.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, 19 plus bless.
Mm-hmm.
So, 21.
Okay, yeah. So you, I think, take advantage of Aloysius briefly being distracted by the fire and manage to sort of knock him over prone. And I will allow you at that point to go past if you want.
Yes,
As part of
I
that.
will do so.
All right.
And
You will still get an with disadvantage opportunity attack.
yeah,
Grab at the ankles. Oh, wouldn't the hag also get one?
So that is 17. On what?
Wouldn't the hag also get a shot at him too?
Yes. I'll do that in a moment. So 17 to hit.
yep.
And that's going to be 13, so 6 for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the hags swipe at you with her claws. It's going to only be an 8 to hit, so.
Okay.
All right. You've made it out there. So, Radius, it is now your turn. You're no longer a mouse. You are prone, I think, but yeah. You with us?
Yep.
All right.
So I am now back, but I am at half my hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. That hurts a lot, actually. But so I'm assuming I'll have to stand up since I was probably dropped.
Yeah.
I'll stand up and I will have to manifest that spell book. Actually, I'm gonna not activate the spell book, but I will manifest mind.
Okay.
So now my spell book is floating about. Well, Tilly is floating about now. She's
Okay.
and I can see through her.
Well, I never.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be a mouse either.
Oh.
Keep an eye on things here while I go around and try to help Cuspid. Because I can see through her eyes and hear what she hears. So I'm going to then move around following after you, Cuspid.
You can choose one of your. You can see out of Cuspid's eyes.
No. Sorry, my manifest mind. I can see and hear what she does, and it doesn't
Okay.
take an action of me. It's like a better find familiar.
Oh, okay. But
And she's not going to be doing anything, but she's just going to be my eyes and ears, so she doesn't need a token.
Oh, okay. So like, but you're like leaving her somewhere, or you're just.
Right where I was.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Yeah, because she can't be targeted and she can't be hurt. Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So she's still there. You can, and you're still aware of what's going on over there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I will move around towards Cuspid.
Great.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Um. At this point, I think. It is the hag's turn, and they don't like the fire causing problems for Aloysius. So let's see. I think this one is gonna shove it out of position. And it gets a.
Nope. AC is 18.
I did not roll to attack. I did roll
Mm.
to shove. So you need to make an
Okay.
either athletics or acrobatics for it.
Okay. Let me double
So,
check.
yeah.
Let me double check what I need to roll for that because I think it's okay. All right.
So
Its ability. If treat its ability score as a 10.
okay. So you
if I
need
have
to
to make
just
it a
roll a
check.
d20 then. Just a
Okay.
straight.
All right. Let's see.
Just a d20.
Yep, just a d20. I'm working on it.
Mhm.
That is a natural 20.
Okay, nice. So I think she goes to shove, and it kind of like ducks and jukes out of the way.
On its
Didn't
cute
real-
little corgi legs.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the cannon had it in them. I'm not sure what the pronouns for the cannon to be.
Well, it is based off a corgi.
So,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's hilarious.
Um, let's see. I think this one is going to come up here and going to cast a spell. Yeah, I think from there is going to do lightning bolt on it.
Okay.
So
it needs to make a deck save.
this is just going to be another d20.
Yeah. That is a 12.
Okay, that is a 26 lightning damage.
It is still up.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you also notice that the small amount of damage that Aloysius had taken seems to heal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That tells us what Aloysius really is.
Mhm.
Great.
Yep.
Well, if you know all the meta stuff anyway.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
this kind of clinches it.
Sure. Absolutely. Yes. Flesh golem. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's see.
Yeah.
Chunk. And I think it's going to make just a slash with claws attack. What's the AC?
18.
Okay. Oh, that's not going to hit. Okay, but yeah, so and then as they do that, they say, chase them down, my dear boy. And so Aloysius is going to push through the hole, and I think move up to here, and he's going to try to do a slam against Malleus and one against Kneecap. However, he still seems a little out of sorts from the fire, so he's still rolling at disadvantage with
Oh,
this.
that's not.
With this turn. So that's a 9 to hit against Kneecap,
Okay.
and then Against Malleus is a 23.
That'll hit.
Yeah. And that's going to be,
And not even shield would help, so.
yeah. And that's going to be 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
All right. And that is their turn.
So
Okay.
I think it's Cuspid.
Cuspid runs up to the door, flings it open, says nothing. Shuts the door and runs back the other way. Oh god. Oh god.
All right.
That's hilarious.
I mean, because she thought that Kneecap needed an escape route
Mhm.
because yeah. So
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense for you to have gone through it.
we're
even
gonna
better.
just Scooby Doo this until we catch the villain.
Yeah.
Ruh,
So here's the
ruh,
thing.
Cuspid.
What I will allow at this point is because the golem is, like, it's not slow, but I think at this point, if you're willing to just abandon Tarsus, I
Yeah.
think you could outrun Aloysius into the forest.
Yeah, that's
And I think because it's 10 o'clock, I will allow that as an option. If you're willing to just leave Tarsus
Yeah.
behind, you can do that.
yeah. If he
And-
had said run, I would not have run.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I said run.
here's the tricky piece that occurs to you, though, as you are running off into the woods, leaving Aloysius's clanking, clunky steps behind.
he's still alive.
Tarsus gets
so-
replaced if he dies.
Oh, oh, that's true.
So, what does that mean? We'll find out when we return for more adventure on so many levels.
So
How
many
many
levels.
levels?
Oh my god. Oh god.
All right, so I think that does it for this week. Thank you, everybody. I kind of did the thing already, so good night.
Good night.
Right.